Welcome Aquarius, it's May 2019, Dadhichi here with your update, and you can see here straight away the very powerful and unsettling combination of planets in your fourth house here, which on the 5th, you'll notice a new moon here, Sun, Uranus and the moon. Sun of course has passed this destabilizing Uranus, but the new moon there shows that you are definitely underway for a radical shift in the way that you've been approaching your domestic affairs, relationships with the people that you love, relatives, that sort of thing. And sometimes those changes are not always easy, and that's going to be a continuing influence of Uranus here. This is your ruling planet, so we would have to make an exception for you in that the ruling planet will not damage its own affairs too much. But as this is a 6 or 7 year cycle, it's going to impact long-term your family affairs. And so I think this is a very strong theme, not just for this month, based upon the new moon here, but the long-term implications of Uranus transiting through here. And of course we've got these other two planets, which you'll notice as the month progresses will also make contact here in this fourth house of family, domesticity and real estate, by the way. We see here Mercury is ruling your 8th house of banking and finance, 5th house of speculation. So sometimes this can relate to negotiations surrounding real estate transactions, leasing, landlords, banking officials, etc. The strong Moon-Mars combination here around the 7th and 8th shows a passionate flavour to the transits, which is a nice relief from all of this. And then more a systematised approach to your work and trying to get back in step with what's going on the work front around the 9th and 10th. Relationships around the 11th and 12th with the moon transiting here in a lovely aspect to Jupiter, indicating good connections between friends, lovers and other social peer factors. So make use of that, and that's a time when you can have a strong influence on others and make an impact in your presentations for work, etc. The other important transit occurs with Venus here moving on the 15/16 into this same area. You can see the repetitive theme coming through, but this is also a high degree of expenditure shown by your other co-ruling planet Saturn and Pluto here retrograde in the 12th house. So there could be pleasant expenses, but do be a little bit careful that you don't overspend on your budget. Mars moves into your 6th house here on the 17th. So this is a period where work becomes more important, a shift away from all of these domestic affairs into work. You could be rather aggressive in the way that you're approaching your work. You're sort of like a person on a mission right now trying to get things done. And that's also indicated by the moon in the 10th house, full. It's the full moon on the 19th here in Scorpio in your 10th house. So a couple of factors here shifting you back towards the professional and career status. That should work well for you because we see straight after the full moon that very pleasant and welcome conjunction of the moon and Jupiter in your 11th house of profitability, friendships, networking, as I mentioned earlier, while Mars is doing its thing here in a nice, exciting sextile aspect to Uranus, your ruler. So this gives you dynamic energy, great goal orientation, and the desire to make great headway in your working environment. The 21st, we see a low-key period and a bit of a, maybe some of you may get the blues here with the moon and Saturn conjoined in the 12th house. There's an old dictum that I'm well aware of and have verified many times. The weak moon associated with Saturn in the 12th house, gives some mental unrest, and in extreme cases, in a birth chart, not necessarily the transit chart, some psychological problems. This could be your own or dealing with others who have psychological issues. Moon is females, so it could be someone you know that's hospitalised or not feeling well, and you're asked to help them around this period, May 21, 22, 23. Moon resumes its position in your sun sign around the 25th, making you somewhat emotional, but this is also connected to the 5th house, Mercury, Sun, indicating love affairs and closer connections with amorous and creative activities. Confusion over your finances, and a hard aspect here, again showing speculative or investment opportunities that you need to watch while this confusing conjunction is in play. And the moon swings back into its original position around the end of the month on the 31st, just nearing the 4th house cusp. This 3rd house position is lovely for communication as well, contracts of all sorts, and creating a new understanding, shown by Jupiter in the 11th house of fulfillment. Please note, however, Aquarius, that the retrogression shows that there may be some factors that need to be gone over before you firmly commit to any deal. So there it is, brief synopsis, what I call the Oracle Express. Join me at astrology.com.au for more detail on what's happening this month and, in fact, for the rest of the year. Leave your details if you want me to make contact with you, and don't forget to join me again next month. Take care. Bye-bye.